Originally, I enjoyed movies and I enjoyed the medium and I enjoyed everything about that, but it was kind of like a kind of dream, but it wasn't like something that I thought was ever a reality. Like people I think who did this stuff were on some other kind of plane of existence, and you had to live in California, and it's just, as a kid, I think it was just outside my scope. I started performing at Disney in the mid-90s. As a character performer, and that kind of opened the door to some other kinds of roles within the parks, and one of which was puppeteering. And at the same time while I was doing that, I was starting to really get into computers, and I had a roommate at the time who was really into computers, and we painted one of the walls in our rental with chroma key paint. I don't ever recommend people to do, so that we could basically take our puppets, put them up, and then comp in the background scenes of like Indiana Jones Boulder, or they're in space, or they're, anywhere we wanted them to be was kind of the idea behind it. And I lived in Orlando. So hearing about Full Sail was kind of all the time, but at the time it was mostly, for me, it was an audio thing. Somebody wrote, hey, they're doing this computer animation program. So me and my roommate at the time said, hey, let's just go down and get a tour and see what it's like. And, hilarity ensued. The hustle in general has got me at least 50% of the way there. I mean, hopefully I like to think the rest was talent. The hustle has certainly kept me employed, and I think it's allowed me to work on stuff that I never would have been able to work on if I had just made a choice to be like, I'm just gonna stay here. I think this is where I need to stay. I got a call from a game studio in Woodland Hills called Genuine Games. They were working on Fight Club, the video game for Xbox, the original Xbox, and PS2. And then I worked on the 50 Cent game Bulletproof, his first one. Yeah, didn't think I'd ever be on a rapper video game. But I was about halfway into that when the opportunity came up to go over to Asylum for Sky High. It was too surreal for me to even think about working on film, not to go. I've worked on Sky High, which was awesome. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, we had got around the same time, so I worked on that. Apocalypto, Deja Vu with Denzel Washington. DreamWorks, I worked on How to Train Your Dragon 1 and 2, Kung Fu Panda 2, Turbo. Here at Digital Domain, the first time I was here, I worked on Mummy 3, the G.I. Joe movie. Then I had an amazing opportunity to go to ILM and work on Episode 7, Force Awakens, which was awesome. There was a shot I did that was only supposed to be in the trailer. We call it the Apocalypse Now shot, and the sun's setting and all these TIE fighters are flying in, and there was no real place for it in the film up front. So here I am watching the movie, even the first time, and boom, they snuck it in, and it was like full screen and everything else. And I remember sitting at one of the first screenings, which is a regular audience, and that shot came across. Everybody in the audience was like, oh, the sigh. And the goosebumps just went up my arms. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, and it just struck me. I'm like, this is why I love doing this. Like, two, and I even looked at it, I'm like, that looks way cooler when it's that big. Take a step back and go, I'm actually doing this. Like, I'm working on this movie that all these people are so amped to see every time it comes out. Like, that, it never leaves me. There's something about that to me that's like, it's almost like it's permanent, right? To me, I'm like, I feel like there's all these other mediums, but like something with film is permanent. It's there. Once you've done it, it's there. And if you've done your job right and you're doing a really good job, like, it's there on a wow level too, and you can hear it in the audience.